Hello. Today I went to the State of the Union with a very small glimmer of hope that today we would see a real effort toward getting things done, to making some attempt to unify this country and to deal with the real pressing issues that we're facing as a nation. Instead, we got the State of the Union that was a rehash of campaign slogans and rhetoric, the things that Trump has used at his rallies, and more evident than any place else was his discussion about the southwest border, in which he said it's a lawless state in that area, miscategorizing, exaggerating, and outright lying about the situation on the southern border. I represent a big part of that in Arizona, and what he said is untrue. The crisis that we have at our border are manufactured by Trump and his administration. The humanitarian crisis we see with children separated from their moms, children who will never know who their parents were because they were separated, 14,000 minors in detention, and many more than that adults and families in detention in private for-profit prisons. This is all the Trump legacy. And today he used the same exaggeration, the same fear mongering, the same prejudicial comments about immigrants that he's used since 2015 when he announced for president. Nothing changed. It was a rehash and disappointing. That issue has been a divider in this country, and he did nothing today but continue that division and aggravate that division. Never mentioned his wall, never mentioned the shutdown that he created for 35 days, which hurt this nation and hurt 800,000 federal employees, plus over 1 million contract employees and their families. Never mentioned that at all. And he never today dealt with the real issues. He attacked the women's rights as part of his agenda today. He used scare taxes about socialism to try to attack members of Congress and an agenda like Medicare for all, or trying to make education available for all without debt. And he went on. When he talked about infrastructure, something that we could possibly agree on, no specifics, one generality after another. Not only was it disappointing, it was disheartening. That this is the man that is leading this nation, the President of the United States, and his capacity is still not there. Then he made a very, very strange demand to Congress, a very direct demand to the Democratic majority in the House of Representatives. You must stop partisan investigations. In other words, now that Democrats are in the majority of the House, we should have no oversight. We should not hold this administration accountable for anything. We should give them a free pass and allow them to continue as they're doing, without any accountability and no judgment as to what they've done. The conflicts of interest, the industry domination of the decision making in this administration is unbelievable. And he asked today, if you want to get things done and work with me, you must stop investigating me. It wasn't even a threat, it was a demand. Never mentioned the word climate change, the existential issue facing this world and this nation, not a word. Talked about energy and how we're now an exporter and we're producing more gas and oil than ever before. Never once did he mention the fact that our public lands, our waters, our oceans have been given away to the gas, oil, and mining industry in this country. They're running that show now, at the expense of conservation, air quality, water quality, habitat, wildlife, our most precious public assets and legacies. Never once did he mention that, and never once did he mention the effect that climate change is having on our nation and on our residents. He talked about privatizing education. And implicit in that is to continue to starve our public schools and our teachers, and foregoing our public education system and just talking about privatizing and how you can make a profit off a fundamental right in this country, and that's the right to be educated. Not a word about healthcare. other than prescription drugs, pre-existing condition that everybody agrees with, but not anything bold, not looking beyond your nose. The disappointment also stems from the fact that this nation is not stronger, as he said, than ever before in the history of this country. This nation is deeply divided. And the source of that division is Donald Trump. And today he did nothing to heal, to unify, and to create a space for dialogue and discussion. Compare that to Stacey Adams and what she said. That was sincere, authentic, forward-looking, compassionate, and aspirational. That's what a leader does. A leader doesn't go, as Donald Trump did, give a State of the Union that is about nothing. It is all about him repeating the same things, he's exaggeration, his lies that he's been repeating. It was disappointing, I think, for myself. My commitment is that now we're in the majority in the House of Representatives, we have absolute responsibility to do the oversight, the accountability, and hold this man accountable for what he's done to this nation and the potential harm that he can still do to this nation. That's our job. That's our responsibility. If I ever doubted that, it was confirmed for me today that that's the path ahead. Thank you very much, and good evening.